Whether you just landed in Azuma or you're a few days in wondering where your goal is, I got you. Today I'm gonna show you the easiest ways to make money in the early game in Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, so grab your sacred weapons and let's get rich. Let's start with the best early game strategy, which is hands down building shops. Yes, for daily passive income, this is the definition of money while you sleep. Once you build a shop and assign a villager to run it, that's it. You don't have to lift a single finger after that. Your only job, build more, get rich, and repeat. Now here's the part most people miss in the early game, including me. As soon as you gain control of Summer Village, you unlock access to a bunch of building shops. But none of them are staffed, so you need to assign villagers to work in them so you can start earning some good money. So prioritize assigning every available villager to those shops ASAP. Let them handle the business while you do the farming part at first. Which, by the way, is super easy in Summer Village because the first development zone is tiny. Actually, all of the zones there are tiny, but okay. And once those shops are up and running, focus on upgrading the village's rank. I'm gonna dive deep into the management section on the management guide that I'm working on, but to summarize for you, just complete the village quest on the menu to gain some XP to raise their rank. Some missions are very easy to complete just by building decorations and shoving a bunch in a development zone for their buffs. Each upgrade increases your villager cap so more people can move in, which means more hands to run more shops. The beginning rank levels will give you the option to build small businesses like flour, bakery, and udon carts, but as you expand your villages, you'll get recipes for bigger and more profitable shops. After everyone is assigned, you can let the leftover villagers take care of the farming, or you can build even more shops, if you can make everything fit. But don't worry, because the first few rank upgrades are super easy to get, so don't sleep on them. And a quick heads up for you guys, because the game tells you this, but it's always good to recap. Some specialty shops like the forges, the carpentry, and the chemistry houses require villagers with specific traits to run the shops. You need a journeyman smith villager for the forge, the hobby woodworker for the carpentry, and an amateur chemist for the chemistry house. Also, pay attention to the other villagers' traits. As you grow and expand your villages, you start getting newcomers with random traits, and for the shops, the cheerful trait is the best since it boosts your income. At the beginning in Summer Village, like I said, the best is to just shove the villagers into the shops. But as you play and more people come, you can shift the roles between villagers to slowly have the best outcome possible in your village management. Now, confession time. I actually completely ignored the shops in Summer Village for way too long. I was so focused on managing the farming part until I finally decided to upgrade Summer Village rank and assign everyone to those shops. And the income boost? I could have earned this daily very early if I paid more attention when I got control of Summer Village, but no. So after that, I started building more shops in Spring and Winter Villages too, and I didn't build any in Autumn Village though, but I will explain why in the next tip. But you can build a few if you want. Next tip, crops. Yes, crops, the sacred core of every farming game. And now farming is actually the easiest it's ever been. Because it's delegated. Yeah, your only job is to make sure everyone's doing their job properly, and yeah, they probably aren't. So here's what you need to do. When you unlock the management of the Spring Village right at the beginning of the game, immediately build as many fields as you can or as you have the resources for. For the types of soil that you need to make more fields, remember to complete the Ema Plaques requests every day because they're going to reward you with lots and lots of soil. And don't worry about aesthetics, don't worry about layout, just shove them down, okay? You will unlock bigger areas as you raise your village rank and you can decorate and make everything pretty then. So just create as many fields as you can, plant everything and use your sacred drum every day. Yes, the drum speeds up growth by a full day, and since most crops grow in 3 to 5 days, with the drum they're going to grow even faster. And your villagers will take care of planting seeds, watering crops, harvesting and shipping, and if you leave for them to sow the seeds, they're going to sow only seeds that grows well in each village, always prioritizing the higher level seeds that you have in your inventory. But, and this is important, they are not perfect. They will randomly skip tiles like oops. So it's always a good idea to check your fields every night. Then you can fix anything they missed and maximize your wield. My routine was basically this. At the end of the day, I would tour my fields, use the sacred drum, reap fully grown crops to get better level seeds, planted and watered everything, and that was it. But sometimes I would pop in first thing in the morning just to use the blade on high level crops to get better seeds and left the rest to the villagers. But this meant that I had to check up in the evenings to see if everything was watered, so keep that in mind to get to your own routine. Crops are great early on, mid game, late game, like for the whole game, crops are great for income and to raise your village rank. But when you unlock Autumn Village, you're going to have the biggest development zone seen by man, and there, my friend, is where your income is gonna go boom. Just make a lot of rice paddies and plant a bunch of rice. You're going to have rice going out of your ears in no time. Personally, I think it's best to concentrate your rice plantation in Autumn Village because of space, like I said, and because it yields way more there. And it's not some basic yield, no, we're talking of around 24 rice per rice paddy every 6 days if you don't use the drum, and if you use it, you know what it means. Basically rice every 3 days, so yeah, rice is actually your way to get a fortune in this game. And another important information is don't waste your time on perfect crop layouts, because the villagers set to take care of farming are just going to mix everything when they're sowing new seeds, so your hard work isn't going to last. Farming and shops are actually the base of your income, but there's also some other stuff that you can start doing as you play to boost your income. Once you unlock Autumn Village, you're finally free to start taming monsters and building your very own profit army. I focused my barns on Autumn Village specifically because of the huge space available, so I had rows of regular fields, a sea of rice paddies, and then a whole line of barns. Another heads up that I can give you is that you don't need to assign any villager to the barns. Monsters do not need care in Guardians of Azuma. No brushing, no petting, nothing. They drop their daily items and that's it. So you can actually pick the items yourself if you're running low on villagers, but assigning a villager to each barn is good since they are going to help double the items dropped by the monsters. Yeah, they will keep picking more items throughout the day. At the beginning, you're going to start taming monsters requested on the Ema Plaques. Those are monsters that produce daily items like milks, eggs, honey, wool. And these items are great for cooking recipes that sells for more gold, or you can just leave the items raw in the shipping bin for easy passive profit, so you don't need to do anything else. And it's good to know that the higher the level of a monster, the better quality their drops are. You can actually level them up yourself by putting them in your party, or you can just tame a strong variant for mid to late dungeons. And you know what's even better? Some monsters drop materials used in high-level crafting, so you can check each monster's drop list in the menu, which helps you plan who to tame and why, so you don't need to keep farming for those items. But you can just have a bunch of the same monsters if you want, like the same ones that give you milk, honey, eggs. Yeah, I've seen people with barns with only buffamoos, cluckadoodles, bees, you name it. But it's important to know that large monsters like buffamoos take up 2 slots in your barn. That means you need to craft a second barn pretty early on. To make this easier, just focus on raising Autumn Village rank to level 5, which unlocks the large barn recipe. This lets you store more monsters in less space. It is 100% worth the investment, and if you want to tame bosses, the bosses take up 4 slots in the barn, so yeah, they are ginormous. Gone are the times where a big ginormous boss used to take the same space of a tiny little bee. Okay, the next one is fishing, and I'm not going to expand on that because I'm only telling you about my own experience, and fishing isn't really my favorite because it's not as passive as everything else I've covered. And since there's a lot of things to do for us, especially until we beat the game, I didn't fish until then. So yeah, even though fishing is very easy in this game, it might take some more time and attention than just like managing your shops or monster barns, but it's a way to grind for gold if you want. And the last 2 and simple tips I can give you is to always complete the Ema Plaque requests, because they often give gold and good rewards that are very good at the early game, so take a look every day to see what you can complete. What I recommend is actually just accepting everything. Also, don't forget to sell your old gear, because you will spend a lot of money forging for more equipment and armor. Because as you progress through the story, they're going to shove a bunch of equipment in your face, a lot of recipes, and to make them, to forge them, they are going to start getting very expensive very fast. So it's good to sell the oldies to have some of that money back at least. Yeah, there's no secret to money making in Guardians of Azuma because they really said manage and that's it. So the management part is really important. It is going to be your whole source of income. It doesn't matter if it's early, if it's mid, if it's late. Focus on the management, and I hope these tips were helpful so you can know what to do and what to focus on. This was my experience in like the first 50 hours of the game, of experimenting, of trying new things and seeing what I could have done like very early. Now you've got everything you need to start stacking gold like a true farming tycoon. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because I've got a whole bunch of Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma guides coming your way, from marriage to village management to sacred weapons and skill tree. Yeah, we are covering it all. And hey, if you've got any extra money making tips that I didn't mention, drop them in the comments because yeah, let's help each other get rich, okay? Okay. Now go forth, stay hydrated, and remember, life is short, let the villagers do the farming. Catch you in the next harvest. Bye bye!